Coming up on Look Today, well, Prospect Center in Queensbury held a special Olympics today. We were there. I've got details. And the expansion of the Queensbury Hotel's ballroom is delayed. I've got those details. And 21st District Congresswoman Elise Stefanik speaks out against President Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. More on that coming up. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, happy Friday. I'm J-Ho Jackson, this is Look Today. In tonight's program, I sit down with Jonathan Newell. He's Executive Director of the Hudson River Music Hall and the Strand Theater in Hudson Falls. He's here to talk about the Mozart event that's happening this weekend. And I also sit down with Gina Grillo. Now, she's the owner of Grillo Essential Oils. She's here to discuss the use of oils as tick repellents and the importance of protection against Lyme disease all month long. We've got your weather for the Tri-North counties for the weekend, but first we've got these headline stories. In our lead story, well, as we told you yesterday, the Prospect Center in Queensbury held its Special Olympics this morning. Students from the MOVE curriculum at the Center for Disability Services participated in basketball, softball, bowling, golf. We were at the Prospect Center today and we spoke to Amber Menhausen. She's the Education Program Director for Prospect Center.
This has been something that we have actually been practicing since October. So the kids really have an investment in it and they're excited about it. They have been working in their adaptive physical education classes as well as in their therapies, in their physical therapy, occupational therapy for this event. And it is unbelievably important to have adapted events for these kiddos.
It was really something to be there today, and I will have a comment in the lookout at the end of this program. In other news, we've got continuing coverage of the Downtown Revitalization Initiative in Glens Falls. Well, last week, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul announced a list of recipients who will receive funding from the DRI grant. Well, Queensbury Hotel in Glens Falls was not included on that list. Now, this will delay the hotel's expansion of its ballroom. Well, we were at the hotel today, spoke to Tyler Herrick. He's the general manager.
We were fortunate to be considered and be kind of part of the whole process. It obviously opens up the doors for other potential funding through the state. They decided to go in a different direction, and we're still, very excited about the project, and we will, look for other sources of funding and get it off the ground.
Well, the hotel is undergoing other renovations. The fifth floor, for example, is 75% complete and is scheduled to be finished by the end of the month. And by the way, we'll have Tyler and Zach on for the Tyler and Zach Show right here in the coming weeks. Switching from news to weather. Today saw some overcast skies. Let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thanks, Jesse. And here's a look at our first look weather forecast. We have high pressure centered over the Midwestern parts of the United States and parts of the Appalachians. We also have this cold frontal boundary centered over northern Pennsylvania into parts of New England, as well as a stationary front in the mid-south, along with this warm front stretching over parts of the Midwestern United States. Looking at detail for us here in the Northeast, as temperatures fall mainly in the mid-40s across the state of New York and northern Pennsylvania, although 52 the overnight low in New York City. Looking across the area, a little bit detail, mainly temperatures fall into the mid-40s, maybe a few pockets of lower 40s up to our north. We're looking at 45 here in Glens Falls, 43 in Bolton, mostly cloudy. A few showers, though, as that cold front tries to pass by. The sun will peek out at times on your day Saturday, and out the door forecast, partly sunny. A fair start as temperatures will mainly be in the lower to mid 50s through the 8 a.m. hour. And then we're looking at the extended outlook. Temperatures are going to be mainly in the 60s for the first few days, and then we cool back down. 58 on Tuesday, and then we warm rapidly back to the upper 60s on Wednesday. Enjoy Saturday while you can. It's the best day of the week, not just for the weekend, but for the next 5 days. At least a 50% chance of showers for Sunday, 80% Monday, 60% on Tuesday, and still a slight chance of showers on Wednesday. Low temperatures will warm from the mid-40s to the lower 50s throughout the forecast periods. So that's a good look at the first look weather outlook. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponsler, and we'll send it back to you, Jesse.
Well, thanks, Clarence. Well, it looks like Saturday might be the day to be outside this weekend. Back to the news. Well, 21st District Congresswoman Elise Stefanik spoke out today against President Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. Now, she has stated that it is a quote-unquote mistake. She also stated that protecting our climate goes hand in hand with a healthy economy. Now, the Accord's main objective is to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and prevent global temperatures from continuing to rise. And everyone here at Look Media applauds our Congresswoman for taking that position. In other news, the national organization Reality Check held an anti-tobacco event at Schuylerville High School yesterday. Now, according to the group, about 146 students pick up smoking each week in New York State. Now, this statistic was represented by pinwheels created by the elementary students. Well, we were at the school where we spoke to Dan Carpenter. He's the mayor of Schuylerville.
This is very important to get education out there for our community to realize how much smoking affects, the marketing of smoking affects our children. And to imagine that 146 kids a week are getting addicted to cigarettes, that's a scary number, and we need to work to reduce it. Programs like this are what I see is laying a foundation to do that.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. All right, up next, to sit down with Jonathan Newell. He's Executive Director, Hudson River Music Hall, and the Strand Theater in Hudson Falls. And he's here to talk about the Mozart event that's happening this weekend. Plus, I also sit down with Gina Grillo. Now, she's the owner of a company called Grillo Essentials. She's here to discuss the use of essential oils as tick repellents and the importance of protection against Lyme disease. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea. How about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. It's Friday, so I want to thank the crew. And that would be Antoinette and Dana, and Bridget, and Donna, Andrew, Drew, Jack and Joel, and Norm for making this show possible each week. And I have to give a look out to the Prospect Center in Queensbury. You really had to be there to see what the excitement is like on the faces of these children and what the struggles are like that they have to face every single day. And the combination of the teachers and the students and the parents and just how it works together to create this environment that honestly you have to see to believe. So I would just want to give a quick look out to Mary Ann and to Amber and of course to Ann and Beth for putting this event on. It was really something. Now, one other look out, please. The Mozart weekend in Hudson Falls at the Strand Theater. There's all kinds of amazing music this weekend in Hudson Falls. So please, if you're over that way, stop in. That's it. Have a safe weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.